Knowing yourself sounds like a spiritual, intellectual, maybe even I went to Bali and found myself feeling, right? But let's be real. Most of the time, you just stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m. and whisper, "Why am I like this?" Let's talk. Because this isn't just about TEDx speakers who make their audiences cry. Knowing yourself isn't about the self-help books that have been gathering dust on your shelf. It's about that moment in front of the washing machine when you suddenly question every decision you make. Here's the truth. Knowing yourself can be overwhelming at first. You start to see yourself without filters, without titles, without that perfect angle. Just you. Raw, unedited. And your inner voice whispers, "Wait, is this really who we are?" Ouch. This hurts. Because somewhere in your mind, you have constructed this ideal self. The one who wakes up at 5 a.m., journals, runs 5 miles, drinks green juice, and builds empires before breakfast. Meanwhile, you ate 3 hamburgers at midnight and said, "No problem, the diet starts tomorrow." Knowing yourself means accepting this contradiction seriously. Now, if you come from a place like that, anywhere, especially in our part of the world, knowing yourself is a little harder. Because the moment you're born, everyone starts telling you who you are. You're the smart one. You're the quiet one. You're so patient. You should be an architect. Why aren't you more like your cousin? So you wear these labels like a uniform. You play the part. Until one day you look in the mirror and think, "I didn't choose this. I just got cast in a role and I never left the stage." That realization hits you hard, but it's also your first real step towards something better, something real. And yes, it's a little messy. Spoiler alert, knowing yourself isn't glamorous. No epic soundtrack playing in the background. Mostly silence, and a lot of weird self-talk. Moving forward? Now that's the spicy part. Because if you try to move forward without knowing who you are, guess what? You're just going around in circles. You change jobs, you change cities, you change hairstyles. But the void follows you around like a bad internet connection. Because your GPS may work, but your map is upside down. Want to hear a secret? Most people don't actually move forward. They just move places. They go from job A to job B, and then they say, "Well, that's not it." Because they changed the environment, not the story. So you need to fix the internal system before you update the external version. And when you do that, when you really start to know yourself, you stop needing applause. You stop looking for validation. You stop asking, "Am I good enough?" And start asking, "What do I believe in?" The change is subtle. No one else might notice, but you do. You no longer beat yourself up every time you make a mistake. You say, "Okay, that didn't go as planned. We'll fix it next time." That kindness to yourself, that's growth. That's real progress. Picture this. You're alone. You're holding a cup of coffee, looking out the window. No calls, no texts. And yet, you're at peace. Right there, that calmness, that's the superpower of someone who knows themselves. Yes, there will still be potholes in the road. Life isn't a straight line, it's a strange, bumpy roller coaster. But the difference is, now you can feel the turns coming. You know when you're off track. You know how to reset. You trust yourself. And maybe that's the best part. You've stopped abandoning yourself. You've stopped running to others every time something goes wrong. Instead, you sit with it. You ask, "What's going on here?" And your inner self responds, finally feeling heard for the first time in years. Is this the journey? It's endless. You meet new versions of yourself. You evolve. You make peace with the you were. And each time you get a little closer to your true self. Here's the thing. Knowing yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about carrying the broken pieces of yourself without shame. And moving forward, that's walking with all those pieces and choosing to smile anyway.